What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Dragonflight video. How are you all doing? Grab those coffees. I hope you're doing well. A lot of stuff I just want to say at the outset of this video. We're going to talk about Marksman Hunter today. We're going to talk about Mythic Plus kind of build for Marksman Hunter. I'm going to show some dungeon footage from a plus 10 Algathar Academy I ran. So there is some actual footage of this. This is post-nerf. Post-aim shot nerf, which was 15% less damage on aim shot. It wasn't the end of the world, honestly. I played my rotation really badly here, and I still did lots of damage. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. This is going to be the beginning of sort of a ranged series that I want to start doing, focusing on a lot of the ranged DPSers in WoW. And I want to get as many of them done as I can up into basically releasing another tier list video on the ranged specs. So I've been fiddling around with Mage, and I've already got BM Hunter and Marksman Hunter kind of figured out. Oh my god, no, stop. So we're going to start that. We're going to do a big series on the ranged DPS, and we will get to the tier list later. Thank you guys so much for the support that you showed me on the melee DPS tier list. I really do appreciate it. I read all your comments, and you all had a lot of really lovely, really nice things to say. So thank you so much for that feedback. It means the world to me. I've really enjoyed making it, and we're going to do that with the range people. So let's talk about Marksman Hunter. And again, there has been a 15% nerf. It's not the end of the world, just to aim shots. So you can kind of get a lot more damage, particularly in AoE. You can get a lot more damage out of the rest of your abilities as well. So what is going on with Marksman Hunter? Let me start with the class tree really quickly and say that you don't have to take the pet stuff over here on the left, which is really good. Excuse me. So you don't have to take 2, 4, 5 talent points over in the bottom left because you don't have any pet stuff. You are, in fact, running Lone Wolf. So you do get the benefits of not having a pet in the sense that you get Fortitude of the Bear, which is another defensive. Now you can get 20% more health. You can have your 20% DR from survival. You can have your heal from exhilaration. It's looking pretty good for Marksman Hunter defensively. Maybe a little bit stronger than survival or BM. But yeah, the nice thing about not having to take these talents is it frees you up to take other talents, and there's an interaction that I didn't even realize existed until right now. Hydra's Bite causes your Serpent Sting to fire 2 additional arrows, so 3 in total. If you have Serpentstalkers Trickery, you literally get 3 Serpent Stings for free, which I had no idea. Now I feel like an absolute moron, but look at this. Boom. Every time you fire an aim shot, you get 3 Serpent Stings. Is that good or what? Let's feign death again. Half this video is just going to be me feign deathing. I didn't realize this interaction existed, and I did not take this into the dungeon footage that I'm about to show you. So there is absolutely more damage that I could have been doing. I was also doing kind of a kill shot. I was trying to experiment with the kill shot stuff, and unfortunately it's okay, but man, it doesn't feel that great. So I was taking serrated shots before, but you don't have to. I think if you wanted to try doing a kill shot build with Death Blow and Razor Fragments, you absolutely could go serrated shots. It doesn't feel that much better to me right now, but we'll talk about that later. So the flexibility for Marksman Hunter in the class tree is huge. You can get Hydra's Bite, you can get Death Chakram, you can get Explosive Shot, or a Barrage if you really want to, but lots of really good stuff going on there. Okay? Let's talk about the spec tree. Let's get into this. I did, as I said, experiment with Death Blow and Razor Fragments, which if you don't know is the whole kill shot line that we used to have as a Venthyr hunter in Shadowlands. So now it's tied to aim shot and rapid fire. Have a chance to give you a charge of kill shot and cause your next kill shot to be usable on any target regardless of their health. And then Razor Fragment says when your trick shot effect ends or fades, or if you get Death Blow, your next kill shot will deal 50% more damage and shred enemies, which is exactly what they did in for Venthyr Shadowlands, except it was tied to the Covenant ability there. So it didn't do a ton of damage overall. I do have an overall number here. So it ended up being like 2.8% plus the Razor Finger. So it's almost 5% of my damage, which is not bad. For 2 talent points, it's kind of bad, but it's not the worst. The problem is, like, it does lock your GCDs a little bit. As soon as Death Blow procs, you need to be pressing Kill Shot. If you don't, you're wasting it. So, or certainly when the Razor Fragment part procs. So, it's okay, but really you kind of just want to be pressing Aim Shot and Rapid Fire and Multi-Shot. Like, you just want to be cycling between these three and getting as many of those in your True Shot window as you possibly can. So, I wasn't impressed with the Kill Shot stuff. I think if you, like, really min-maxed it, you could make it do a lot more damage. Maybe not a lot more, but, like, maybe 3-4% more damage than what I did with it. But realistically, that might be, like, too frustrating to kind of pull off. On the right-hand side here, unfortunately, things like Legacy of the Windrunner and Windrunner's Guidance are just not that great right now. The whole coalescing wind arrows from your aim shot is just not performing very well. Wind arrow itself just doesn't do a lot of damage. That is an unfortunate reality of this. So I think if they tune this a little bit more, then it would be better. But like the fact that aim shot only has a chance to have this happen, and then for the extra wind arrows that you fire to not really warrant the amount of talent points, you're putting 2 talent points in here, and the damage you're getting out of it is not enough to justify the points right now. On the left side of the tree, you've got light ammo, heavy ammo. We'll talk about this for a second. This is really interesting. So your baseline trick shot, when it procs, it means, so your multi-shot has to hit 3 or more enemies, and then your next aim shot or rapid fire hits 5 enemies. If you take light ammo, it now hits 7 enemies. If you take heavy ammo, it only hits 3 enemies. It's actually like such a huge pendulum swing there from like your baseline trick shot. So you don't even have to take the ammo stuff if you don't want to. But generally speaking, in Mythic Plus, you're going to want light ammo. That's what I took in my dungeon footage, because then you're hitting 7 targets with your ricocheting aim shots. And so that's like the average pack size is going to be like 5 to 7 to 8, maybe 10. But like 5 to 7 is a very good like number there. So you need to evaluate this based on what dungeon you're running into. Am I going to consistently have 7 targets? Am I going to consistently only have 5 targets? Or am I actually only going to have like 3 to 4 targets? And you could take heavy ammo if you think it's going to be on the lower side. Potentially something like Ruby Life Pools right now, where there's a lot of small packs. The Azure Vaults is a lot of smaller packs, actually. But realistically speaking, heavy ammo is probably only going to be reserved for like a 3-target cleave raid boss fight. That's where I could see this being really significant. So, like a council fight or a just any boss in raid that's got 3 targets. Otherwise, heavy ammo is probably not that great. We still have lots of really good tools like Double Tap and Volley. Those are huge, really, really important. Volley did have some interaction with Razor Fragments because Volley says it grants you the effects of Trick Shot as long as Volley is active, and Razor Fragments will proc when Trick Shots fades or when you consume Trick Shots. So, there's some interesting synergy there, but again, the Kill Shot stuff just was really underwhelming to me. This is a really important thing, I think. The Steady Focus talent is back, where using Steady Shot twice in a row gives you 8% haste. You really do feel this. And at the beginning of an expansion, when your stats get crushed, your secondary stats get squished, as you reach level 70, they're going to go way down if you didn't know that. Getting 8% haste from Steady Shot is really good. And it lasts for 15 seconds. So it's really, really good. You don't even have to do it that much. Finally, let's talk about the middle section. Right before I get to that, I'll talk about Salvo. Salvo is just really good. Multi-shot and volley give an explosive shot. My explosive shot damage really is huge. I mean, it's doing 15% of my damage. Now, I have taken explosive shot as well, but you can kind of double dip there, right? You get your own explosive shot, and then you get the one from your volley or salvo. Very, very good. Let me just turn that down a little bit. So, yeah, this is significant to me. The explosive shot stuff. Now, let's talk about the middle section of the tree. True Shot's huge. Of course, you have to take True Shot. It's your big cooldown. Eagle Talon's True Focus just makes True Shot sort of do what it normally did in Shadowlands. And it reduces the focus cost of everything while it's up, and it lasts longer. Then you have a choice here. Calling the Shots is the old school, every 50 focus spent reduces the True Shot's cooldown, which is great. And then there's Unerring Vision, which says while True Shot is active, you gain 1% critical strike chance and 2% increased critical strike damage. I found that calling the shots is just always better in my opinion, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you guys are like a marksman main, how good do you think unerring vision is? I haven't experimented with it too much. I tried it like once and I just didn't really like it. So let me know what you think about it if you're like a really good marksman player and you kind of know what you're talking about there. Second of all, this second line here in the middle gives you lock and load, which is fantastic. Then you get Wailing Arrow, which is the new big cooldown, and they've sort of given to Marksman Hunter as like a little thing. It does a lot of damage, and it silences all enemies within 8 yards for 3 seconds, which is kind of outrageous in Mythic Plus. It's a really, really good... Remember I talked about, again, for tier list purposes, thinking about a ranged class, what do they bring to the Mythic Plus table? AoE silence is insanely good for so many dungeons in Dragonflight. There are dungeons where there's just casters standing there firing spells at you, and if they're all silenced for 3 seconds, it's going to literally heal your entire party. Like, you're not going to see the healing, but you understand what I'm saying there? Like, you are preventing the enemy from dealing damage, and there's something really significant about that. Here's the choice node that you get underneath of it. First of all, there's the wind arrow one. Wailing Arrow fires off 5 wind arrows at your primary target and 10 wind arrows at secondary targets. Again, I've tried this, and the wind arrow damage is just too low right now, in my opinion. But the other node is very good. Wailing Arrow resets the cooldown of rapid fire and generates 2 charges of aim shot. So now, with Wailing Arrow, it's kind of this ability that you want to dump once you've dumped your other big spenders, especially rapid fire. Cannot stress this enough. You must have rapid fire on cooldown before you press Wailing Arrow because, again, it helps you generate so many resources, and rapid fire does the most damage of any ability that you have. It does 53,000 damage. Aim shot only does 29,000. Rapid fire does so much damage. So firing off like a rapid fire... Like, you get your true shot window, right? And you go... You probably want to do, actually, the Wailing Arrow stuff before you get into your true shot window. So you go, like, you know, multi-shot into aim shot, rapid fire aim shot, and you're cycling through. And then you do a big Wailing Arrow into one more multi-shot rapid fire, and then you go with true shot. It's something like that. So let me show you the damage here. That's all I wanted to talk about for the talent tree. Unfortunately, Windrunner stuff is kind of bad. Kill shot stuff is kind of bad. It's sort of the tried and true standard marksman stuff that is really good. You know, your aim shot, rapid fire with stuff like steady focus, getting double tap, getting volley, and then getting these extra bonuses at the bottom. Here's what it's going to look like. Okay. So I'm going to start with double tap. I'm going to throw out my Death Chakram, get explosive shot going, and then we're going to kind of go. Okay. Double tap, do Death Chakram, explosive. Here we go. I actually shouldn't have done Death Chakram first. I'm really sorry, but it's fine. I overcap resources there, but it's okay. So we'll do this. Then we'll do this one more time, and then we're going to go Wailing Arrow to get our rapid fire back. Okay. And then we go here, and then we're going to go True Shot. Here we go, baby. Get our volley out there so we can get a couple of... Use that right away. Okay, sorry, guys. That's the Twitch notifications. Got the trick shot effect. So I just have the standard trick shot here. And, I don't have +2 targets. I don't have -2 targets. This is just kind of the stock standard. So you don't have to take the thing that's going to give you more targets on trick shot or less. You could, depending on the dungeon. Again, I think you need to think about that. What is the dungeon going to be like? Oh, I got a lock and load there. That's huge. We're going to steady shot twice to give us our haste buff. Then we're going to go back in our regular rotation. Volley's coming back. So I want to think about that, right? You want to have a couple resources available for volley. Okay, we're going to double tap here into volley. Then we're going to go aim shot into a rapid fire for the volley consumption there. Volley's over. We got to do our regular rotation again with multi-shots. Volley really just... In the true shot window, volley is super huge. Here's Wailing Arrow to give us our cooldown back. Okay, there. We get extra resources from rapid fire. Really, really good. We're going to steady shot twice to get our haste buff. Then we'll use our aim shot. And then we'll do this again. Another aim shot. Death Chakram's coming back. Let's do 2 steady shots in a row. If you're ever going to press steady shot, you should probably press it twice. Because otherwise you're kind of wasting that haste value that you're going to be getting there. Okay, so true shot's coming back. You can see we're sustaining about 70k, 75k here on 4 targets, which is really, really huge. I'm going to do volley with true shot, okay? So double steady shot into true shot volley. Here we go. Big, big damage. Because it reduces the... You can get so many more abilities into that volley window when you have true shot up. It's really important that you do it that way. Okay, now we're just doing standard stuff. We're going to get Wailing Arrow back at the end of our True Shot window, which is really good, because then we can get our Rapid Fire back. Okay? So here we go. We're going to do this, and we're going to Wailing Arrow to get Rapid Fire back. Really, really good stuff there. It helps you generate so many more resources. So that's that. That's the gameplay there. And again, the new addition of the Serpent Sting stuff, man, it's huge. Like, look at Serpent Sting. That's massive that you can combine Serpentstalkers Trickery with Hydra's Bite. I would highly encourage you guys to do that, because aim shot is guaranteed to fire a Serpent Sting, so you're going to get damage out of that every time. So this is what your DPS might look like with this build. I will link this down below. I will link my actual talent tree down below in the description. So aim shot, multi-shot, rapid fire, explosive shot, Serpent Sting. That's what you're going to be getting there. So let's go over and look at some dungeon footage. I'll just get my camera. There we go. New camera. So this is single target damage. This is with a bad build, guys. I'm not really running a good build here. I learned a lot since doing this test footage an hour ago or so. But it's not terrible. It'll do okay. But the single target damage is not super good right now. It would certainly have a lot more once I did the build correctly with the talents that I have right now. So again, I will link the talents that I'm using on the dummies here. I will link those in the description down below. We're still doing 30k. Like, it's not terrible, but I think it could be actually way better. So yeah, I did press volley there because volley ends up just being free, right? Volley literally costs no resources to use, and so I think for that reason it's good to use it on single target. It does like 45,000 damage or something. It does a lot. So here I'm having to use my defensives to stay alive. I have one more defensive still, which is my survival of the fittest, and I think I use it at some point, but I gotta get out of here. Disengage. Get me out of the way of that. So our damage falls quite a bit here. I do have the kill shot stuff going on here. There's rapid fire, another kill shot proc. So it's okay, the kill shot stuff. I was really trying to get it, but you can see the damage really has fallen off here. There's my survival. I actually popped turtle by accident trying to stay alive, but the survivability of Marksman Hunter I think is actually not bad because they have that extra defensive cooldown that survival and BM don't get. So here's some big AoE damage. This is, you know, Algathar Academy, the standard kind of AoE stuff. You can see we're already up to 80k right off the bat. Then I put volley down here, I think, to get tons of damage here. I think I die really quickly because these guys, there I do Wailing Arrow, AoE silence. We're over 100k, but I end up getting focused down here, which is really frustrating. I did binding shot everybody, but then I get wrecked from all the agitation. So I'm not able to sort of get my full DPS rotation out here, but that's okay. We're going to push forward. And we'll get the next pack here. This is really good. Lots of big damage here. I double tap my aim shot, I think, here. Or my rapid fire. Look at that. Over 100k just right off the bat. Boom. 170k. 180k. We're keeping up with the Demon Hunters. So imagine if you were playing this rotation correctly, unlike me half the time. So this has tons of potential. It's very, very good, in my opinion. The AoE damage for Marksman Hunter has a huge ceiling. If you're playing it really well, you will do tons and tons of damage. And again, it's up to you how you want to decide to do your AoE damage. Do I want to go with the stock standard trick shot build where I get 5 targets? Do I want to do light ammo where I get 7 targets? Or do I want to go heavy ammo where I only get 3 targets, but I do more damage to those 3 targets? It's really up to you. But I've really enjoyed playing this. It's so simple. You just fire down the volley. I'm doing 125k. Just boom, 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 man. It's like, it's just so easy to do that. And the, look, 140k. You just throw down volley and you get these huge ricochets going on. This was with light ammo in this dungeon. So I was getting the 7 target cleave. Just keep that in mind. I was getting 7 target cleave. Here's the Overgrown Ancient boss fight. This one's good. Again, I wish I had the build that I'm trying on the dummies right now because it would have done more damage. But this is where you want the 7 target cleave. I think my Wailing Arrow would have been good here, but I don't think I press it. I was trying to get maximum value out of the Razor Fragments from Killshot. And again, it was okay, but I'm telling you guys, overall, it just really lacked from what I saw. So that was, you know, a little bit frustrating. But we're doing 60k on the boss fight. It's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. This isn't bad at all. But and I'm not playing very well, so this could be much better. But explosive shot. This should be a big explosive shot here. Boom. Yeah, up to 53k there once again. My true shot's back, so unfortunate timing because I would have liked to get maximum AoE damage there, but volley's back. Volley just hits so hard, man. We still got true shot running. I do have a razor fragments right now, but I don't have the other proc. That's the problem again with the razor fragment thing, is that you have to get death blow and razor fragments before you can use kill shot on a target that's not in execute. So it's kind of like, look, we're up to 82k. It's actually not bad damage at all, but the kill shot stuff is annoying in that sense that you need both of those parts to proc for you. Like you need the death blow to proc, and then you need the razor fragments part to proc too, and I found that wasn't happening all the time. So I don't know if that's a bug or if I wasn't, maybe I'm explaining that wrong, but let me know in the comments down below if you guys have really experimented with that, you marksman people. There's my defensive. I've got it rolling. I would have died if I hadn't popped Survival of the Fittest there. So that was really good. You do get full healed from that guy. I didn't even realize that, but the Demon Hunter comes screaming back up to 95k on this boss fight. We're doing good damage, guys. I'm doing 84k right now. Like, it's actually fine, this build, but I think there's a better way to build this. I think the build that I showed you on the dummies is better, and again, I will link that down below. So there's the Overgrown Ancient fight, 82k overall. Not bad whatsoever. Got some cleave here. I do love all the explosive shot stuff that I end up getting. You get the explosive shot for free because of salvo at the bottom of your tree, and then you get to fire off explosive shot. It just gives you so much uncapped AoE damage. Like, yes, part of your kit is capped on its AoE damage because you only get 5, 7, or 3 target cleave with your ricocheting that's going around with trick shots. But you get things like volley, you get things like explosive shot, and you get, sorry about that, and you get salvo, which is going to be giving you another explosive shot. So there are multiple other ways to be getting your AoE damage. Also, Wailing Arrow hits all targets. So very good. We're doing 64k here once again. Good damage. Transition into this next pack. The damage is fine. Could be better. I'm not playing it perfectly. Keep that in mind. I'm never really playing this perfectly, but the damage I think is acceptable for what we're looking for in the Mythic Plus environment for Dragonflight. This is perfectly fine. You're going to be doing lots of damage as a Marksman Hunter, and it basically plays the same way that it always has. Here's a big Wailing Arrow, I think, here. I fire this off, and then I double tap into something. There's a big Wailing Arrow there. Everybody's silenced. Look at that. They're all silenced. So some of those guys are spellcasters. Obviously, if they're physical damage dealers, it doesn't do anything. But see, Astral Bomb. They're trying to cast Astral Bomb now. They were trying to cast that before and they weren't able to. So really important to just understand what your class is able to do in terms of CC and what does your class bring. Wailing Arrow having an AoE silence is pretty disgusting. Not gonna lie. So here is the final boss fight. This is Echo of Doragosa. So what do I think about Marksman Hunter overall? I think I need to play it better. That's step number 1. But step number 2, I think it actually has potential to do really good single target damage and really good AoE damage. The only real drawbacks for Marksman is that they're still a hunter, so they have less survivability than almost every other class in the game. Even Priest is almost better than us now. It's probably a tie between Priest and Hunter. But like, the Marksman Hunter in particular does have that extra button. You do get Survival of the Fittest, and then you do get this 20% extra health bonus because you don't have a pet out, because you have Lone Wolf. So that is significant, in my opinion, and gives you an extra little bonus there. Exhilaration healing is fine. It's really good. You still have Turtle. I just stood in that. That's unfortunate. Don't want to be standing in that breath there. The poor healer, man. But utility-wise, Hunter has tons of stuff they can do. Binding Shot, Tar Trap. You know, you've got your Feign Death and Misdirection stuff. You can go pull a bunch of mobs into your tank and then Feign Death, Misdirect. All those cool little tricks that you get to use as a Hunter. Very, very good. The utility is really strong on Marksman Hunter, and when I get to the tier set video, I'm definitely going to be talking about that. Damage-wise, I really love the options for Marksman Hunter. I love that there's the Serpentstalkers Trickery that spreads your Serpent Stings for you. There is a potential kill shot build that I'm just not doing very well that you might be able to do better than me if you're better at this spec, which you probably are. But you get options like Death Chakram, you get Explosive Shot, and you get Salvo giving an extra explosive shot. you get your trick shots. You can choose what you want to do with trick shots. 5, 7, 3 targets. There's lots of options for you on Marksman Hunter, and I really like that in a class tree, in a spec in general. So thank you guys so much again for watching. Let me know what you think about Marksman Hunter, and it will be getting into the tier list video eventually once I get there. Thank you guys again so much for your support and all the love. I really do appreciate it all. So thank you once again. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one.